What's in a name? What is in a name? If you go on and do a Google search, as I did, you will find top 10 suggestions telling you why a name is so important. Our names are an incredibly important part of our identity. They carry deep personal, cultural, familial, and historical connections. They also give us a sense of who we are, the communities in which we belong, and our place in the world. Our names carry power, responsibility, and blessings, have the potential to influence our behavior, physical appearance, career path and life choices, popularity, and how others perceive us. All this applies to the names of the places as well. Place names are mnemonic devices for indigenous people. As an oral society, the names chosen for geographical sites carry history, traditional, environmental, ecological knowledge, navigational information, and teachings. When USA won its independence from Britain on 4th July 1776, the first thing they did was to destroy the entire culture, rules, infrastructure, and even the language of English, wiping out every proof of invasion, attaining complete material and intellectual independence. Americans laid the foundation of their identity by eliminating British supremacy. When communists came to power in East Germany after World War II, the first thing they did was to change the names of the number of streets and towns. Chemnitz was renamed as Karl Marx Stadt. Leipzig University was renamed as Karl Marx University. Streets all over East Germany were named after Lenin, Stalin, Ernst Thälmann, Rosa Luxemburg, Marx, and other Marxists. And again, when Germany was unified in 1991, most of the names were changed to their pre-World War II names by the government of unified Germany. Statues of Lenin and Stalin were demolished across East Germany, and streets and alleys of East Germany were renamed. That's what India and Indians are doing to their city names and culture that does not belong to it. If there is nothing in a name, why did invaders at the first place change the names of Prayagraj to Allahabad, Karnavati to Ahmedabad, Ishwarpur to Islampur, Hanumanpur to Humayunpur, Vishakhapatnam to Voltaire, Puttucherry to Pondicherry? Irrespective of how liberal you are, will you name your kids as Kans or Duryodhana, Shurpanakha or Putna? Why do parents name their sons Arjuna and not Shakuni, or their daughters Aditi and not Diti? Forget about characters from scriptures. Will anybody name their kids Parajay? However, Vijay is a common name in India. Okay, tell me, will you name a place Kasab Chowk? One can argue that we cannot name a place after terrorist and might even get offended by it. So how are we able to tolerate the names after Mughal invaders who reigned in the name of terror itself? 704 places in India are named after 6 Mughal rulers who caused forceful conversions, killed and raped for sport, who taxed a Hindu for being a Hindu. Bahmani sultans in central India killed 100,000 Hindus. The evidence of cruelty and genocide of millions of Hindus is buried deep below the songs of greatness of Mughal history and British colonialism. Digging out the evidence will also bring out the remarkable Bharat we once were. Not only they changed the names of our cities, but of our country. Real name, which is mentioned in our constitution, is Bharat, after a great Indian king. When Arabs came to Bharat by crossing Sindh, their inability to pronounce Sindhu gave us the name Hindustan, which was used by Persian and Mughal invaders. Even today, in Chinese texts, Our country is mentioned as Hindu Guo, which translated means Hindu Rashtra. Greeks and Persians always referred Bharat east of Indus as India, which was always officially recognized by British Empire even before colonization. In history of riches, invasions, slavery and colonization, Bharat was already divided in three just on the basis of its name. It's unimaginable that to what extent these invaders went to divide the people of Bharat. The minds were enslaved and false narrative was mixed deep into our blood, which is continued by intellectuals of India and the so-called superstars of Bollywood. Those who are willing to name their son after one of the cruel invaders of India, Taimur. Just draw out the similarity between Hindu representation in India's biggest series, Sacred Games, and Life of Babur, as written in Baburnama or Tuzuki Baburi. What was depicted as Hindu cult was the truth of life of Babur. Let's stop acting like a fool in the name of appearing cool. Have some respect for our ancestry and forefathers who faced the oppression of invaders, first Islamic and then British, but still managed to pass their traditions, culture, customs and faith despite all the odds. It's time we must realize our self-respect about our identity, about our existence and about our past. Our cities were named Prayagraj, Karnavati, Ishwarpur, Hanumanpur, Lakshman Nagar by our forefathers who were killed, our ancestors raped, murdered and oppressed by those who established these very signs. Have some self-respect. Spare some thoughts for your ancestors and what they braved for when the barbaric invaders were trying their best to behead, convert and rape them. They never compromised with their pride, their ideals, never gave up their identity, never relinquished their dharma. If we troll, ridicule, loathe, mock and make fun when those very symbols of oppression and tyranny are being erased one by one, there is something severely wrong with our identity. There is everything in a name. It stands for our identity, represents our culture, our heritage, the values that our society stands for, and the icons the society respects. Should we grow up, get rid of that inferiority complex, and get rid of the need to show we are cool, tolerant people? Or we let the conspiracy of Hindu genocide succeed, which is moving in a slow but steady pace? Should we become the nation Chhatrapati Shivaji wanted? Or should we hand over them another chance to massacre Hindus? Don't you want to know the truth of Bharat? The past, the present, and the future?